This week on LTC News, a look back at some of our favorite stories of 2018. Stay with us. Welcome to LTC News. I'm your news anchor, Alanna Flood.
And I'm Wendy Blom, executive producer of LTC News. There were so many great stories in 2018 that deserve a second look. The LTC News staff pulled out some of their favorites.
In February, we brought you the story about Mill Advised, an urban dance crew that grew out of a teen program at Lowell Community Health Center. They were formed to encourage young people to express themselves through dance and get some great exercise along the way. Not only do they practice and perform, they also have created a YouTube channel to document their steps.
Mill Advised was established in 2016. Basically, there were four choreographers, directors that came together doing various crews, and they wanted to centralize dancers in the Lowell area. When it comes to dance, people in this area, they think of Boston. So, they formed a group and held auditions for dancers to come around and participate, and really wanted to take the group to in a direction where we could perform, compete, put out quality content on YouTube, and really kind of put Lowell on the map when it comes to the dance community. I feel like the dancers we have right now are committed. Some of them are on the younger side, but they're showing a lot of interest and a lot of commitment, a lot of heart when it comes to what we're throwing at them.
Our ultimate goal is to just have a very permanent sense of a group.
I like the fact that it is a community thing, so you get involved with other people. It's not a solo thing. I mean, you can be a solo dancer, but that's not the part of dance that is fun. It's important to communicate with other, feel the energy and the vibe and learn from each other. It's the cool thing about dancing.
Being able to come into a group where there's also other people who love dance in the same way and are passionate and, improve, not only with themselves in the sense of just dance, but individually when it comes to fitness, their well-being, health, all those things. So that is what I like mostly about dance, and especially the dance community where everybody kind of has a love for everybody else, they appreciate what you bring to the table, they appreciate your artistry.
Grow as a dancer, learn how to choreograph, and have fun.
I hope to gain a lot more friends, get better.
The YouTube portion of Mill Advised is really to, again, bring attention to our group. We want to put out, quality content that people can see and can be inspired by.
We still put out very quality content, so it's definitely passion driven.
I hope that Mill Advised can continue to grow. I'd like to see people to look at Mill Advised and say, wow, that's a really competitive dance group, and they're like a family, and they're organized and really passionate about dance.
On May 15th, a loud protest at City Hall shut down the City Council's Environment and Flood Issues Subcommittee meeting. Led by Councilor Karen Cirillo, the committee had invited the energy company National Grid to attend in order to explain its proposal to enlarge a gas pipeline through Lowell. But the protesters would not let the National Grid representative speak.
National Grid, we only have an hour. Get to your presentation. Thank you. My last few.
What do we want? Unity! When do we want it?
Now!
What do you want? happened was a disruption. It was inappropriate, and I am very frustrated with what happened this evening, and that's why I called the meeting to adjourn.
The police were called to clear the room and the meeting was canceled. Jay Mason, the chair of the Lowell Sustainability Council, was also disappointed.
We were here tonight to ask National Grid questions that we've developed over a couple-month period. We put together a not a task force, but a subcommittee, and that subcommittee is charged to prepare objective and factual-based questions with supporting research to uncover the issues and concerns and implications of the project. The issue is fraught with a lot of emotion. There's a lot of concern about fossil fuel energy and gas in general. You increase a pipe size by 6 to 8 inches to 12 inches, that's as much as a factor of 4 times more potential, and I think there's a lot of emotion and concern about what that actually means.
The protest was about a pipeline expansion. They want to take a pipeline and enlarge it from 6 inches to 12 inches. But for me, the protest was a lot more than that. Expanding fossil fuel infrastructure is the reason that we are not stopping climate change.
The rationale that National Grid would have us buy is that it's needed to tide us through times of peak energy demand, and particularly in cold winter months or the peak of the summer. What studies from the Attorney General's office has shown is that we actually do not need additional pipeline capacity. We can meet the needs that occur for just a few hours a year through increased energy efficiency.
Pipelines only bring more problems. As the diameter of the pipeline goes up, it becomes more, carries more fuel, and could, if anything should, heaven forbid, happen, it will pollute the neighborhoods and endanger people's lives.
We understand that sustainability, it's economic, it's a social justice component, and it's the environment. And we're trying to make sure that we honor those 3 pieces of that sustainability puzzle.
As of December, the workers were still shut out.
And then June 1st, what a banner day for the LGBTQ community in Lowell. The city had its first official flag-raising ceremony in honor of Gay Pride Week.
Whatever your background, you are welcome here in the city of Lowell. Today, for the first time, Lowell officially marks the beginning of LGBT Pride Month with the raising of the rainbow flag at Lowell City Hall.
The next day was also the first time Lowell hosted a Gay Pride Parade. It was sponsored by the Greater Lowell Health Alliance and the city. The parade moved down Merrimack Street to a party at JFK Plaza.
We work on a community health needs assessment every 3 years, and in this needs assessment it identified the LGBTQ community as having health disparities. A lot of them seek care and health care all the way in Boston. So this Pride 3 years ago was a way, we started as a way of bringing health resources to the LGBTQ community, and it's just really exploded to this point, so we're really proud.
Well, look, this is, I think, my 25th Pride, and it's still, we see today that it's just still more as important as it always has been, that with LGBTQ rights being rolled back, and not only in the United States, but in state after state, and also on the federal level, and then we're seeing it happen internationally. So for events like this, for my husband Stephen and I to come out and just be together with the community in Lowell and celebrate and talk about the fact that this fight is not over, and also enjoy it along the way. It's just so critically important. So we're thrilled to be part of Lowell Pride today. Yay!
Jenny played with Chuck. Yeah, Jenny played with Chuck.
Years ago, you couldn't do this. No one would accept it. Now everybody realizes that's part of life. That's what we are. Don't people realize that if everybody just let everybody else alone, what a beautiful world this could be?
We are a straight couple and we're very much in love, and we have many, many friends in the LGBTQ community, and we just believe that all people deserve to love the people that they love and marry the people that they love and start families with the people that they love.
We're all human, whether we're gay or straight or whatever, varying your religion. No matter what, it all comes down to the fact that we're all human beings, we're all here on one planet, and we really need to just figure out how to all just get along.
Happy Pride! Being a teacher and working with LGBTQ plus students, just the level of acceptance, the level of safety that they feel in the schools is so important. This is necessary. It's necessary to be visible. It's necessary to be out there. It's necessary to be part of the community, to show people we're just like you.
What is shocking to a lot of people when we share this information, that despite undeniable advancements for LGBTQ equality and policy, these statistics relating to LGBTQ youth and homelessness, suicidality, risk behaviors, dropout rates, those are all worsening. So that is why this is so important, is to, especially for the young people, to show them that they have a community that celebrates and appreciates that diversity of human experience.
And really anywhere where there is, bigotry or hatred towards someone, really based out of ignorance. I am no different now this way than I am in any other way. It's just the clothing. It's just fabric.
It was a modern-day barn raising on June 1st when the Mobile Baptist builders arrived in the community to build a new church. Each year, the group from Mobile, Alabama selects a church in need of a new building. They recruit volunteers from across the country and fly in with their tool belts at the ready. They came to Chelmsford to build a new church for the 400-plus member Chinese Bible Church of Greater Lowell.
We've been doing this for 38 years, and we've built churches all over the United States.
We luck out, God's grace that they selected us. So somehow everything lined up, and then you finally, got this project, started.
We pay our own way. We take a week out of our lives, and we come and do something for other people.
Because of the scope of this project is so huge that there are two teams, even coming in 2 weeks' time, they would not be able to finish everything. So that's why we have combination of two volunteer teams coming separate time, and then the professional general contractor.
The 135-person crew from Mobile Baptist Builders provides the framing labor free of charge, while the church must raise its own funds for all materials, fees, and other costs.
All the money is from offering from church members.
Building project itself is a leap of faith. We, as leaders, we worry anytime we ask people for money, obviously, and ask people for time, for service, for dedication. And we are asking extra in a way, because not only are we asking people to write a check, we're asking people to go extra step of coming to serve side by side and to open up their homes.
They are being hosted by different church members at their own homes.
The church encouraged us to send the email to the guests, and then we sort of get to know each other, family.
They have to learn how to understand us, talking Southern. We got to understand Chinese, which has been marvelous. We've had an awesome time.
Yeah, and they sacrifice a lot to come here, family, and sacrifice even money, of course. But they sacrifice their vacation time and family time together, come here. So I was so touched.
We eat a lot. We bring our Southern cooks.
We make Chinese food for breakfast.
We bring our own grits.
Local businesses opened their doors to the visiting workers as well. Area restaurants contributed food for the crew, and Lowell YMCA and Choice Fitness in Chelmsford provided some basic comforts.
Come on down, and she's opened the shower facility to our volunteers for free.
Just 4 days, you can see the amount of work they have done. I mean, it shows you when people come together and work collaboratively, things can move very, very fast.
Right now, with the two old buildings, there's no one central sanctuary that can sit all of us together to worship. But with this new facility, we can do that.
We have been so blessed by having the volunteers coming here and working side by side with them to build the house of God.
My brother.
Yes, my brother.
It's like a family. It's a ministry. Out of it, we say we get a building built.
In July, we did a story on recreational marijuana sales in Lowell. The City Council passed a zoning ordinance that allowed for retail sales in regional retail zones and cultivation in industrial zones. Lowell's Director of Development Services, Eric Slagle, explains.
So in Lowell, we're not going to allow cultivation at the same location as retail. There are a few businesses that are proposing both, but in different locations. We currently have Patriot Care, which is a medical marijuana provider that has a dispensary in Lowell, and it has a separate cultivation facility in Lowell. That's going to be rolled over into retail. They've applied for their licenses at the state to have those be retail facilities. It needs to have the kind of parking and security. Think of it as the place where your Targets are, your Kmarts, your large Hannafords, like the larger retail facilities. The cultivation and manufacturing we're allowing in our light industrial and general industrial zones. Generally would find manufacturing facilities, kind of not retail locations, but places where things are built.
The retail and cultivation aspects of the business are separate. The state is very involved in regulating and testing marijuana products to assure their safety.
I think the state regulations say you have to buy from someone in Massachusetts, so you're not able to buy product from out of state. That's because of the testing. The Cannabis Control Commission wants to make sure that all the product's been tested by facilities in Massachusetts. But we anticipate that there's going to be both cultivation facilities that operate separately and sell products to retail facilities.
The state's Cannabis Control Commission is also regulating retail sales to keep minors out of the retail stores.
The Cannabis Control Commission is going to be having enforcement actions kind of like you see with local police departments doing stings with underage buyers going in and trying to buy product. So I know that the state is going to be doing that with local police departments. I mean, I think that the best practice would be to have all of these facilities have the same technology and training in the TIPS courses that the bars have, so that they have the same equipment to be able to scan IDs, to validate the identification, and to be able to spot fake IDs. I think a lot of that's going to come down to the security protocols set up by the state.
Because the federal government still considers marijuana an illegal substance, the banking industry is reluctant to provide normal commercial banking services to marijuana businesses.
I hope, just for safety and security purposes, that the federal government kind of straightens out whatever it needs to straighten out to make sure that there can be some sort of banking services for these industries, because the only thing that disallowing banking is going to do is make it more dangerous. I do know that right now, from the medical providers, the ones who have provided information to us and had conversations with us indicate that the vast majority of their transactions are debit transactions with debit cards. So it's not a cash business for the medical industry right now. It's mostly debit card transactions. That model is a much safer model than having these facilities have to have large amounts of cash.
Patriot Care expects their recreational sales to begin in early 2019.
In 2017, the state awarded a $10 million grant to create a fabric discovery center at the Innovation Hub in downtown's Hamilton Canal District. The UMass Lowell Fabric Discovery Center is now a national model for the development of smart clothing and textiles, flexible electronics, and robotics. The FDC officially opened on July 5th.
This is a place where scientists and engineers will test and prototype the next generation of those emerging technologies. This is a place where entrepreneurs will take their ideas and move them from concept to commercialization.
Our history, rich and proud history, was of manufacturing and of textiles, and it wasn't that long ago that many people thought it was just that, the past. But now, with the partnerships that have happened here with the university, with the private sector, with the state support, it is our future in terms of flexible fabric. Who would have known? You know, textiles up to flexible fabrics today in manufacturing. It is very, very exciting for the city of Lowell.
Today, I'm also going to announce some new grants as we open the doors to this Fabric Discovery Center.
Baker announced an additional $7 million to fund partnerships among the university's research facilities, the hub's hive of incubators, and 3 Department of Defense Manufacturing USA institutes: Advanced Functional Fabrics of America, or AFOA, Netflex, and Advanced Robotics for Manufacturing, or ARM.
We wanted to partner up front with academia industry to leverage regional strengths, establish a national ecosystem, and strengthen our national security and the vitality of our economy through a public-private partnership. And we don't usually do that, right? We usually develop things on our own, develop our products on our own, and then maybe after 10 years you find out what we did, and you're usually pretty happy with the outcome.
Hard technology, and you could do this at home. Hard technology is easy. Soft technology is hard.
I'm particularly happy about the fact that UMass Lowell has a history of focusing on research tied to manufacturing. Manufacturing is the engine that drives the economy of Massachusetts and really this country. You can't figure out how to redistribute wealth if you don't create wealth to begin with.
The future of manufacturing is really all about technology and robots and people all working side by side, creating products that we've never seen before, but doing it, better, cheaper, and faster than we've ever done before. That's the future.
There's an on-site fashion makerspace that will provide workforce training in wearable electronics and performance clothing. Fashion designers and researchers will collaborate on product development.
We will be working with the engineering department upstairs who are creating new textiles. We can make prototypes. Once they create that 2-dimensional piece of material, we can test that out for them in product use.
And then finally, to the students who are here in the audience, we want to ensure you that these new ideas that you're dreaming up day after day, month after month, and year after year will be able to be done, because we're going to focus on making sure that you have the tools to be successful as you dream big.
On August 30th, Eastern Bank and the Lowell Spinners teamed up to provide a youth baseball clinic for 13 youngsters from the greater Lowell area. The kids got to play catch and do drills with Spinners players and coaches, and even take batting practice on the field before the game. One lucky child was randomly picked to throw out the ceremonial first pitch.
You gotta go inside, outside, inside, outside. You gotta get him on the run. You gotta keep him on the run. You with me? Yeah!
Well, the Spinners have had a long-standing partnership with Eastern Bank. It was great this year to be able to take it to the next level. With their partnership with David Ortiz, it's a natural bridge between the Red Sox organization and the city of Lowell here. And it's important for us to be able to not only make that connection with the Red Sox organization with Eastern Bank, but also to bring that here to the community. And when we do clinics, we do a variety of different clinics and we have for the past 22 years, for children of all ages. It's important to be able to make that connection on a variety of different levels. Number one, exercise. And number two, to be able to inspire people to do the best they possibly can to get to the next level. Well, with 62 languages spoken in the high school here alone, and there being such a large Latin American population in the Merrimack Valley, it's important for us to make sure that our players, and I convey that to them the first day here in our team meeting, about the diversity in this community, so that their efforts can be reflective of the efforts in this city. So they may not speak Khmer, but it's important to be able to make certain that when they're out in the community to connect with the Cambodian community. You're in your third generation now of Cambodian Americans, and it doesn't have to be about baseball. Again, it's about working hard to accomplish your goals to get to the next level. And when our players see the diversity in the community that's reflected in their clubhouse, it's exciting for them to be able to get back.
Eastern Bank only works with spokespeople that have similar goals and missions that we do and our organization does. So David Ortiz just has a phenomenal spirit of giving. He does a lot for his home from Dominican and for the area. So he's just a good fit for us because we have the same ideals. And he's David Ortiz too. So it's a great fit for us because you know, he's such an icon in the area, and those kids are very lucky to get that ball. So that's awesome. So Eastern Bank, as a mutual bank, which means we're not a stock company or a private company, we basically have an open charter, and that means that we give to our communities. It's part of our mission. So our mission is to give 10% of our net earnings to charity every year. Within that annual giving, we choose a targeted grant area. So this year happens to be empowering women. Last year it was immigrants in our communities.
In September, we brought you the story on Middlesex Community College's new Academic Arts Center in downtown Lowell. The original building opened in 1877 as the Boston and Maine Railroad Depot. Now it's been given new life as the Richard and Nancy Donahue Family Academic Arts Center. Inside, there's a gorgeous new 187-seat theater, a recital hall, and a dance studio.
It's so pretty in there.
Let's go take a look.
Welcome to our brand new theater inside of the new Academic Arts Center for Middlesex Community College. This is a palace. This is the new Palace of Lowell.
I love that this building was built as a teaching space, that this is a space that is not just for performances, but is really a place where we can engage students in the teaching and learning process.
We have a phenomenal control booth where we have state-of-the-art equipment. It will allow students to actually have hands-on training with some pretty advanced equipment, sound and lighting, and for a community college it really is this incredible space due to the amazing support and that we've gotten from our administration that really does support the arts. I specifically had wanted to make this space flexible enough so that we could have all kinds of different types of productions happening and not just be limited to one type of seating.
The public is invited to the inaugural performance in December with a staging of William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet.
Which we've been wanting to do for a very long time because we haven't really had the ceiling height to be able to have sword fighting. So we're really excited to be able to do that and have a balcony.
Above the theater is a beautifully designed recital hall.
The Academic Arts Center is primarily a teaching place. So in this lovely recital hall, we are offering music appreciation, music theory, world music, American music, various survey classes. And then we have another classroom where we teach guitar and music technology. Most of our students are not music majors. They major in other things and take music classes as an elective. So as a liberal arts elective, it can be a general humanities, performing arts elective. So we have criminal justice majors who want to take music appreciation, and they will come to this lovely room and take their class. The students love it.
The actual studios and performance spaces are all in the shape, inside the structure, which is in the shape of an egg. You can really experience that as you walk around the lobbies on the various different floors, which is a really neat metaphor for the birth of something really fabulous and new coming into Lowell. And I love the idea of this hatching of this egg and this new exciting space that's popping up in Lowell that'll give birth to all of these really incredible performances and incredible opportunities.
That's it for this look back at the news stories of 2018.
It's so much fun covering all the interesting stories in the city. Thanks for watching LTC News all year long.
You can find us on LTC channels 899, online at ltc.org, on Roku in the LTC News playlist, or get the link on Facebook. Best wishes for a happy 2019. Thanks for joining us.